Client Pro, when you're working with your clients and vendors, we want you to have a directory that you can build and interact each one of those vendor with each one of the projects, therefore showing that to the client, and the client can add the vendors that they're working with on their project, so you can take advantage of that, tagging the clients, tagging the vendors to increase that algorithm. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we're going to do that. When you are on the dashboard, you want to click on the setting gear, company settings, and then you're going to scroll down to the directory. Under the directory, you're going to find vendor directory and venue directory. Normally, you would put everything under the vendor directory, but on True Client Pro, we have something really special for the venue, and we'll explore that just in a few minutes after we do the vendor directory. So let's go ahead and click on the vendor directory. Under the vendor directory, you can create a vendor list. So now you can add a title, you can add the contact person, you can say DJ John, and then put him in an industry that he's a DJ. Now this industry, you're able to customize it under the customizable field, under administrative section if you need it. Go ahead and add his or her mobile phone number, their phone number. So let's just go ahead and choose just number. So you can see you can add an extension if it's a company, add their email, and then you can add their website as well. Once you've done that, you can go further and add address. Now note that there's only 2 required fields in order to create the vendor list. So if you're short on time, just add those 2 information and then move on. But if you have downtime, or if you have an intern or your children, nieces, nephew, whoever can help you build this, I recommend you get them to put down the names of the vendors, not only that you work with, but you want to work with. Why you want to work with? Because remember, this can be seen by client, and I'll show you where. So let's go ahead and click Save. Right here, you have an option to hide the view from the client. So if you are renting or subcontracting certain items, maybe you don't want the client to see this vendor, for example. But other than that, when you leave that open, the client is seeing this list. They cannot edit this. They can see the list and add it to the project. This makes your job easier. And if you haven't worked with a vendor or a venue, and you want to work with them because that's your ideal client, go ahead and create that list, because the client is going to look at this directory and say, oh, wow, yes, you know of them, I know of them, and there's that extra trust factor. So I encourage you to add all the vendors, not only the ones you've worked with, the ones that you want to work with. And another tip is you can go on something like Wedding Wire or The Knot. Take a look at the list of vendors within your 25 or 35 or 50 mile radius and start creating a list. And again, this is a great job for interns or VAs, whatever you guys want to do. Okay, let's move on to the vendor directory. In the vendor directory, you can add names of the venue. Now, how is this different? So we've actually taken an extra step, and you can say, let's say Anthony, and I'm going to say the name of the company is the Green Tree Country Club. What kind of industry it is? What do we mean by that? Now, within the venue, there are different types of venues. So you can say this is the venue itself, suggesting it's a ballroom kind of place or barn and farm, whatever it is. Again, this is all customizable. Go ahead and add this basic information in these 3 lines. Now we're going to focus on the bottom here. You can add the sales coordinator. So I can say Christina. And maitre d', we can say Bradford. I can write down banquet manager name, and I can say how many projects they do per day. I happen to have gone many times to the Green Tree Country Club, so I'm just using their name. And I know they have 2 ballrooms, so I'm just already going to say, yes, they can do 2 weddings. But I also know that this venue in particular, they do afternoon wedding and an evening wedding. That already makes it to the 4 projects per day. Then I can say how many rooms are in venue. Just bear with me. There is a point to this, all these details, because this is going to help you again gain freedom and let your team actually do the right work. How many rooms are in venue? So again, I counted 2 ballrooms. I have 2 cocktail rooms. Then we have 2 pergola outside, and there's 2 bridal suites. So I can say that's approximately 8 rooms. And how many floors? I know they have 3 floors. Do they have an elevator? Absolutely not. Do they require COI, certificate of insurance? Yes, they do. How is this supposed to help you when you write this down about a venue? This is going to actually help you understand that what you need to do for this venue. And then on the bottom now, if you see, it says add new room details. Now we can say, talk about those 8 rooms, and this is what's unique about it, right? What is the name of the room? So we can say it's a crystal ballroom. It's on the 1st level. Where is the loading entrance? So I can say on the right side of the building. Other loading details. We can say no cart because there's a step down. And I can say, what is the max capacity in this room? Is it indoor? Is it outdoor? You can write down the measurements. And in this notes, go ahead and write down everything such as Shivari chairs, cushion, they have a red carpet, blue carpet, orange carpet, or they have a marble floor. And you can write details of the load-in as well. This is going to actually help you tremendously for your team to know the details. And your clients cannot see these details, which is even more beautiful. So you can actually, let your team know these details. And let's go ahead and take a look at how this works. I'm going to click on home. We're going to go to the project, click on the edit, and we're going to go to the venue and vendor. Under venue and vendor, let's go ahead and add the green tree that we just added. So now you're going to be able to see that under the green tree, when I click on the view, I can see the room detail for one of the rooms. So you can see the details that's internal. Your client can't see it. They don't even see the delete box. You are the one who has to delete. So in case the client changed the venue without telling you, they can't delete and add a new one. So that's an amazing feature. And I hope you build your vendor directory to create, network, and choose the algorithms and all that good stuff. Before we go, in the logistic report, let me show you where the vendors do show up. So you're going to see the names of the vendors and the industry they belong to. If you added the mobile number, it's going to be here as well. This is going to tell your team who you're working with. So now you can start looking that up on Instagram as you're working the event, even 1 or 2 weeks prior to, because remember, it's all about connecting. So 2 weeks as you're doing prep work, start tagging those vendors that you're working with, and then let the algorithm do its work. I hope you enjoyed this feature. If you need any further assistance about this, on the lower right-hand corner, there's a chat box. In the chat box, use the keyword, and then once you search for it, you can click on See More Details, search for the keyword, and read the articles about additional information. If you still need further assistance, you can email us at support@trueclientpro.com.